means they can apply all the tools that apply to metric data. Right? That means all parametric tools can be applied. Right? But that is a mistake. Okay? It is a mistake. And if you want to make a mistake, fine. Like, see, it's an issue when you carry out a proper research. One is you carry out a research for your PhD degree. You need to apply some tools. And the tools you want to show, you want to use some tools that look very good. Okay? Fine. And 99% of the people do not understand whether which tools to apply when. So therefore, even if you apply tools that apply to metric data, it would pass through their eyes and they would consider the PhD as a good PhD. Right? So I'm not suggesting that don't use such tools. What I'm saying is that's not a good research. Okay? And that should suffice. I think I should say that this is bad or this is good. Alright. So the difference between interval and the ordinal scale is clear. Right? In fact, people say even this is not a pure interval scale. Why it is not pure? Because we are not giving chance to respondent to give responses between 2 and 3. A respondent who probably wanted to give a value of 2.4, he would select 2. A respondent who wanted to give his score of 2.6 would select 3. The difference between 2.4 and 2.6 is 0.2. And the difference between 2 and 3 is 1. Correct? The actual difference in perception is 0.2. But when reflected in your scale, the difference is 1. That would make a huge difference here. So therefore, the purists who say that only when the data, when we are giving complete freedom to the respondent to select whatever value the person wants to select, then only it is an interval scale. Otherwise, it's a ordinal scale. But world over, the researchers have agreed, the best researchers in the world who have written a lot of books, they have all agreed that yes, this can still be used as an interval scale. If we don't consider it as an interval scale, 99.9% of the researches would be invalid. Because most of them have done this. Right? So therefore, there is an agreement now that yes, this can be considered as an interval scale. Now, purists say, they point out this and say, what is the difference between using phrases on top and having a difference of 20%? What is the difference in this? 0.8 out of 5. So 0.8 out of 5 is 16%. So in the previous one, the difference was 20%. Error was 20%. In this, the error can go up to 16%. Isn't it? Maximum error can go up to 16%. So an error of 20% or an error of 16%, right? If the difference is only 4%. In the second case, you are considering it as an interval scale. In the first one, you are not considering it as an interval scale. However, if it is agreed by complete research, fraternity, it's like okay with us. So this is a interval scale for all practical purposes, and the earlier one is a ordinal scale. All right. Ratio. Only 1 or 2 tools would actually would like us to differentiate between a ratio scale and an interval scale. Most of the tools that apply to interval scale would apply to ratio scale as well, as it is. So therefore, even if we are not able to differentiate between an interval scale scale, it will not matter much. 99.9% of the tools that apply to interval the ratio scale would also apply to interval scale. And therefore, the two scales, right, ordinal, nominal, these two are called non-metric because the data, they result into non-metric data. And interval and ratio. These are called metric. They will result into non-metric data, they will result into metric data. And the major differentiation as far as selection of tools is concerned is based on whether the data that you are going to use is non-metric or it is metric. Right? So, therefore, that is why I spent so much of time on identifying the interval and the difference between an ordinal and an interval scale. Because there, you change, most of the tools that apply to interval scale cannot apply to ordinal scale. And therefore, the differentiation is important. The differentiation between interval and ratio is not important because most of the tools would be common. Here also, if you are not able to differentiate, most of the tools will be common. So won't make too much of a difference. Now, nominal and ordinal, there is a difference. Because here, at least the rank data is available. Here, rank data is also not available. So most of the tools that apply to ordinal cannot apply to even nominal. So their differentiation is important. Here, differentiation is not very much important. Alright. Interval ratio, the ratio scale, the only difference is in 0, down 0, or base 0 we call it. Okay? In interval, base 0 is not there, in ratio, base 0 is there. Right? I will give you an example, say Fahrenheit scale of temperature. Okay? Now, you would start measuring Fahrenheit from, in the meter, you would find a 0 and you would have some scores. But when you convert it into any other scale, you would find that it does not linearly convert into any other scale. Right? So base 0 is a base 0 of Fahrenheit is not actual base 0. Okay? Base 0 for temperature is minus how much? 273. Minus 273. So if a scale uses minus 273 as its base and then goes up, that is a ratio scale. All other scales that measure temperature would be interval scale. Same way like finance data. There is a exact base 0 from where you start. Either money is there or it is not there. Okay? If it is not there, it is 0. That means you start from 0. Okay? For financial purposes, you start from 0 and that's base 0 even if you go for negative. Okay? Even if you go to negative, there is a base 0 from where you measure negative. And there is a base 0 from where you measure positive. So there is a base 0 and therefore all the financial data would come under the ratio scale. Height, weight of a person is a ratio scale. Okay, there is a base 0 from where you measure height, or there is a base 0 from where you measure weight. So height, weight, etc. would come under ratio scale. But that differentiation is not very important, very much important from our point of view for analyzing or for understanding what tools to use when. And therefore, that's it for us as far as scales are concerned. We'll move on to our selection of tools. Okay, all the tools, statistical tools can be divided in two categories. Okay, descriptive and analytical. Right? Descriptive tools and analytical tools. Descriptive tools are the ones that describe data. Okay, all your mean, mode, median, standard deviation, okay, kurtosis, etc. Would all come under the descriptive statistics. Okay, quartiles and so on, range, all these would come under descriptive statistics. So if you are using them for plotting some charts, etc., you find that the statistics that actually used that are used are descriptive statistics. Okay. Descriptive statistics are not used for testing hypotheses. Hypotheses cannot be tested using descriptive statistics, and therefore, for any research work that we carry out, we call it research actually. That should use the analytical tools and not descriptive tools. But for a elementary basic research, you could, because even classifying data into various tables and cross tables can give a lot of inferences. A lot of inferences can be drawn based on just classifying data into rows and columns, right? So cross tabulation, etc. So in fact, number of people use descriptive statistics also for analyzing data, descriptive and confirmatory or inferential statistics, right? So our focus basically would be on inferential statistics. Now we'll quickly go through some of the descriptive tools as well, right? Transformation of raw data into a form that will make them easy to understand and data. Okay, easy to interpret, understand, rearranging, ordering, and manipulating data to generate descriptive information. As I said, mean, mode, median, standard deviation, quartile, and so on are descriptive. Right. Now let's see how or what descriptive tools can apply to various data types that we have seen. Right? If the data is nominal, nominal can have either 2 categories or more than 2 categories. Okay? As I said, that gender would have 2 categories. Okay? And financial strength can have more than 2 categories. I have to take this from my institution, so